All right. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Daybreak Live. My name's Krissi. I'm with Positively Osceola, and I'm here to share everything that's going on in and around Osceola County. And today, I have the pleasure of chatting with Stefek. She's the Director of Marketing and Theater Operations at Osceola Arts. So I'm so excited because she's going to share all of the things that Osceola Arts is having going on as far as theater for this year. And there's a cool theme, and there's a lot of interesting shows, maybe some that you've read in a book, maybe some that you've seen on stage, or maybe even on the silver screen. So let's get into it. We'll make it official, and then we'll share what's going on. Bree's going to talk all about it. So here we go. All right, you know what that means. It's time to get into this episode of Daybreak Live. Again, my name is Krissi with Positively Osceola. And Positively Osceola just wants to share news that informs, impacts, and inspires. And today we get to talk to Stefek of Osceola Arts. She is the Director of Marketing and Theater Operations, and she's going to share lots of what's going on with their theater department and all the shows that we're going to see this year. So I'm going to bring her on. So without further ado, let's add her to the stream. Hello, Bree.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you this morning?
I'm great. It's a really great day.
So it is. Yeah. Hey, y'all, just for the record, there is a certain person weed whacking outside my window, so I might have to mute myself at some point. So sorry about that. Bree, thanks for being flexible with me this morning.
Absolutely.
All right. So first of all, tell us a little bit about you. What do you do for Osceola Arts? What does that look like?
Yeah. So as you said, Director of Marketing. So I am in charge of making sure everyone knows all the wonderful things that are going on with Osceola Arts. And then the second part of my job is also theater operations. So overseeing all of the theater productions that happen on the main stage at our theater. And then also our wonderful box office team and front of house staff that take care of all of our wonderful patrons when they come in to see a show or check out the art in an art gallery, give us a call. So I get to oversee a wonderful team that makes theater available to everybody.
Yeah, and it sounds like you wear a lot of different hats, like
a
lot of different things.
I think that's a good thing. So for those that don't know, Osceola Arts, we're a nonprofit in Osceola County, and we're kind of the premier art facility. So outside of theater operations and performing shows, musicals, and plays, which is what I oversee, we also have a super extensive visual art program that we have 4 art galleries on site. So if you like to come and look at art, I would say the majority is local folks that live in and around Central Florida. And we even expand that visual art into off-site onto properties within the county, like libraries and City Hall. It's a part of our Art in Public Places program. If you've seen giant murals throughout Kissimmee, we have 15. We just finished number 15 this week, or last week, I believe. So in downtown Kissimmee, we have several murals, and then we are expanding our reach and getting further out into the community and putting up some wonderful art that's all free to look at. It's part of the Art is Now public murals program. And then we also do a lot of education. So if you want to learn a new artistic talent or have one already that you kind of want to hone a little bit or just get a creative outlet, we do tons of education for kids and adults in both performing arts and visual arts. So whether you want to paint or draw, maybe you want to learn pottery, that's something that not a lot of places provide, but you can learn pottery at Osceola Arts. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. We do a lot of different things, and everyone on staff wears a lot of different hats, but that's what's really great about our organization, is that we get a chance to kind of learn a lot of new things too along the way with everybody that's coming in for class or shows or art, anything like that.
That's so neat. So
Yeah.
not only are you creating a community with Osceola Arts, but you're also bringing in the rest of the community to maybe people who normally wouldn't appreciate it as much or don't know as much about it. So not only is it, physical art, but it's stage, it's
Mhm.
everything. And I
Yeah.
love that. So
Yeah.
let's talk about what shows what
Yeah.
you have coming up, because there's a lot of good ones coming up.
Yes, absolutely. So we are super excited. We just announced our 2023 season. So our theater season runs from the fall into the summer. So starting in September of this year, we will break out a brand new season. And like you said, there's kind of a cool theme, I think. So every show that we will be performing and producing in the coming year will have a tie not only to the stage, but also to the screen, to the silver screen. So every production was at one time a stage production and a movie. Some were also books, like you said, as well. So, which is kind of exciting to kind of have that cross there. So, we kind of start out in September. On September 16th, we will open our new season, and we are opening with Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein. So that's a pretty popular movie. I know people know, or the specific song and dance, we'll say, that
Yes.
everyone, right, that everyone can remember. And yes, it is
Putting on the Ritz.
Yes, Putting on the Ritz is it will be on stage. It is the stage production, so you will not miss out on that. It's a really funny musical comedy. If you're not familiar with Young Frankenstein, there is a young Dr. Frankenstein that wants to kind of carry on his grandfather's legacy. So he comes back home to raise the dead and bring a corpse back to life, right? That's the goal, which sounds kind of insane, but he has some help along the way. So Igor, his servant, is there. He has an assistant named Inga. He has a fiance that's kind of over the top and crazy, which is really fun. See, exactly. They're excited about it as well. So it's a really funny show, and I'm going to have a great songs, great casts, I know, and just a great way to kind of open up the season and also get into a little bit of that fall kind of Halloweeny spirit, as we're getting from, like the dates say, September 16th through October 2nd. And this year, because of the movie theme, we are rating all of our shows just like we would a movie. So this is rated PG, so you can bring your kiddos to see Young Frankenstein.
I love that musical. It's
Yes.
so funny.
Yes, it's very, even just reading the script again, as we were going through research, I was laughing while just reading to myself. So, that's a good sign.
Oh, it's so funny. I think the original movie has Gene Wilder in it.
Yes.
And it's just, if you haven't seen it, you have to go see this, because it's family friendly. It's bizarre, and it's just feel good fun.
It's feel good fun, right? And that's what I think over the last couple of years is something that we all need a little more of, right? A little more dose of that fun, and just kind of get out of the normal, what's going on outside, come in for 2 hours, laugh a little, bop along a little, and have a really great time. So,
right. Just let loose and let the stage take it away.
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly.
All right. What's next?
So up next, so in addition to, so our season will have 6 main shows that will run, and every production in those 6 will have 3 weekends. So we run 10 productions, 10 individual show times over the course of 3 weekends. But what we also want to do, and like we talked about, having accessible arts to people, is also bringing in new and different work that maybe hasn't been seen in a long time or is brand new, to kind of expand not only our creative kind of process and our creative products, is to also just bring that into the public as well. So we do have 2 different special engagement shows, we're calling them. So they're running 2 weekends each. So they're a little kind of like add on to the season and something new and different. So we're really excited for the one that's coming up October 28th. That is going to be Misery. So for those that are familiar with that title, maybe a Kathy Bates fan or James Caan fan from the movie, we are bringing Misery, which is William Goldman's screenplay and movie that was adapted from the novel by Stephen King. I think that's the right process.
Yes.
So that's going to be great. So if you're familiar with that with that show. It's a little bit different, a little bit darker. So it's perfect for over that Halloween time, October 28th through November 6th. So for those that aren't familiar, Misery is about a famous author who gets into a car crash and kind of wakes up in bed and is being cared for by his self-proclaimed #1 fan. And Annie, that fan, is, as we learn to find out, is a little intense, shall we say?
Too obsessed.
She's a tad, yeah. Obsessed is a great word. She's super duper intense, right? And so she, as his #1 fan, learns some things about the book he's writing and is not super excited about that and about what's happening and what the future holds for these characters in her favorite novel series. So the question is, once she finds out that her favorite character has been killed off in an unreleased manuscript, what will she do about that? And will Paul, the novelist, survive? So it's super intense. We're super excited to bring a darker piece and a little bit heavier piece, not only for the talented acting community that we have in Central Florida, but also just for the patrons to really sit down and enjoy.
Yes.
And it's a show that hasn't been done in a very long time. It just got reopened for like release licensing so that theaters like us can actually perform them. So we're really excited to bring it back.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's been a while. So it's going to be great. We're really excited about it.
Oh, I didn't know that. You just gave me goosebumps. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
So this one's rated R, probably maybe not for younger viewers because it's so dark and kind of twisted. But if you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen the movie or read the book, it's interesting.
Very interesting.
Right? Like it's a story that no one would just come up with. Like, who comes up with this? Stephen King.
Right? Stephen King. That's the answer. Yeah. So and then it's a little bit different. We haven't done a super like dark, piece like this. And the fact that it hasn't been produced in Central Florida in a very, very long time because it hasn't been available for that reason is really exciting that we're able to kind of bring something back and put a little different spin on it and share it with the audience. So
love it.
Okay. Then we switch it up, and right around the corner after that is the holiday season, right? And so the holidays mean family. So we want to do a really great classic that is fun for the whole family. It is rated G, so bring everyone you know and love to Lionel Bart's Oliver in December, which is super popular. It's a classic on stage and screen. And it takes place in the Victorian streets of London. Little orphan Oliver, he joins up with Fagin and his crew of kind of like they're pickpockets, right? We can, little kid pickpockets back in the day. And then he decides he gets taken in. Mr. Brownlow takes him in, and he kind of has to decide, do I kind of need to get away from Fagin? He's a bad dude. He's got all these pickpockets. So it's a interesting story. It's a classic, not necessarily super holiday-y, right? But a classic nonetheless, and a great kind of activity for people to do over the holidays is to come and visit and see Oliver. Maybe if you have little ones, it's a great opportunity to give them a first look at theater, right? Because there'll be a bunch of children their age on stage with adults, which is great. And it'll be December 2nd through the 18th this Christmas.
That's so exciting. Yeah. Isn't this the one where he's like, please, may I have some more?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of popular songs that you probably, if you're not 100% familiar, you're like, oh, I think I know that. Okay. Yes. And it's an Oliver song. So it's going to be great. It'll be a really wonderful ensemble cast with lots of children. So definitely family friendly and a good opportunity to come out to the theater over the holiday season.
I love it. And do you know if it's going to be set in London or what the setting's going to be? Yeah.
That's the traditional, that's where it's set per the script and everything. So we haven't gotten into the process of hiring directors or anything like that. So we don't know if there'll be any changes yet, but as it looks, we'll be in the Victorian streets of London.
Understood.
Yeah.
All right. And then January.
Yes. So we roll into the new year. So in 2023, we bring a classic that not only is on stage and screen, but also probably maybe in your cabinet.
Yep.
It might be in your game closet. So we bring Clue on stage to Osceola Arts in January. This is a wonderful show. It's super fun. If you've seen the movie, it's very similar, right? So you have all the favorites: Miss Scarlet, Professor Plum, Mrs. White, Mr. Green, Miss Peacock, Colonel Mustard. They all get invited to this mysterious dinner party. They all show up. The host dies. So they're like, it's a whodunit. It's a farce. They have to figure out how Mr. Body, their host, died, and with what maybe weapon, in what room, if that sounds familiar. So it's a really funny show, and we have done it in the past many, many years ago. So we're excited to bring it back on stage with new faces and new production teams and everything, but bringing that classic back. And it's rated PG, so you can bring some of those older kids with you. Some of the jokes might go over the little ones' heads, but they'll have a great time regardless.
This is like the original whodunit. This is
exactly.
This is the story that brought murder mystery alive.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. So we're excited about that one. And I know as we've been announcing, the public has been commenting, and they're super excited about Clue as well, because it is such a funny kind of like whodunit and classic on stage. So we're excited to bring it back.
Heck yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. And then in March, we have...
In March, we'll bring out the song and dance with a Bob Fosse musical comedy called Sweet Charity. So March 10 through March 26th is the lovely story of Sweet Charity, or Charity Valentine as her given name. She's a hopeless romantic, but she's also a dance hall hostess. So she hasn't really been super lucky in love. And she's living in the Big Apple, and she's trying to just figure out life, right? So she meets a gentleman. He's a mild-mannered accountant. And you know what? He just might be the one, right? After a series of failed attempts at romance, he might just be the one for true love forever. But you have to come see it to find out if indeed Oscar's the guy. Yeah, so it's going to have great dance numbers. Like I said, Bob Fosse. So if you're familiar with his style, it's a very unique and specific style of dance. So we're excited to have that kind of be featured on stage and in a great show that hasn't. Again, we haven't. I don't know that we've ever done Sweet Charity, to be completely honest. And it's been a long time if we have. So we're excited to bring something a little new, but and revisit an old classic on stage this coming year.
Is this family friendly?
Yeah, PG-13, I would say. So not little ones, but the teenagers can come on out and see it. Yeah, it's a romantic comedy with some great music and dance attached.
Perfect. Well, that sounds fun for everyone.
Uh-huh.
All right. And then
we roll into more spring in April. This one is very popular. Steel Magnolias.
So it is popular.
Right? It's very popular. So Steel Magnolias will be on the Osceola Arts stage April 21st through May 7th. And it was a fabulous movie. And we're excited to bring Truvies on stage, her salon. So it's based in Louisiana and in a beauty salon. And it's kind of the place to go if you want to get some gossip and get your hair did at the same time, right?
Cool. Yeah.
So all the town staples will be there, including Miss Clary, Maylin, and Shelby, and they kind of fill the salon every Saturday on the Norm to get that gossip in. And so it's a wonderful story you got some really great banter, some rumors that are swirling between the ladies, and obviously, as we know, in every salon, some unsolicited advice that might come your way. But it does have a poignant side, and there is a tragic death that occurs, but together the ladies will find strength, love, and support in one another. So it's a classic. We're excited to bring it back to the Osceola Art stage, rated PG-13, just like our Sweet Charity as well. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's not a musical, right?
That is not a musical. No, that is just a straight stage play.
Okay. Got it.
So we got a little bit of everything for everyone.
All right, then.
And then up next in the summer, we hit the
June.
summer with our second special engagement show. So that's the add-on. And this one is a brand new production that has never been done in Central Florida. It actually was a new show that was just released off Broadway right before the pandemic and during the pandemic time. But it is Cruel Intentions, a 90s musical.
Oh my gosh, yes. Bring
Yes.
it.
So for all the, I don't know, I would say 30 somethings probably,
Like
right?
millennials.
All the millennials, yes,
Yes.
that remember this movie. There's now a musical version of this movie available, and we will be doing it for the first time ever on the Osceola Arts stage this coming June. What's fun about this show, and a little bit different from what we've already talked about, is that this show has a few original songs, but a lot of, I would say 95% of the music in this show is nostalgic 90s hits that you will know. And
Oh,
so everything from thinking about our boy bands, maybe our Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera's,
yes.
all the way to like Bittersweet Symphony, if you're familiar with them, Oasis. So it's got a great catalog of music in the show. And it's kind of packed with all those 90s hits. As I was watching and reading and through it, I was like, oh, it like was like a flashback to high school, right?
Absolutely.
To growing up. So for those that aren't familiar with Cruel Intentions, this one is also rated R, so do not bring your kiddos to
Nope.
this one. But it centers around Sebastian and Catherine, who are elite prep school students. And they're kind of always bored with their normal activities. So they decide they're going to put a risky wager out there. So Catherine says, Sebastian, can you seduce the headmaster's daughter? And she's brand new. She's new to school, and she's super, she's a virtuous young lady. So on his path to victory, they find themselves entangled in a web of secrets and temptations. And it's got all this great music to kind of accompany that and tell the story as well. It's got wonderful, really funny, like other like characters, ensemble members and other characters just from the show, just like the movie as well. So yeah, I'm super excited about it because it's never been done before.
Yes.
We get a chance to kind of really flex that creative muscle and kind of do almost like whatever we want, right? Like, which is great for the creative team and the folks on stage. So I'm excited about that.
Yes, and I'm sure creating a visual of the 90s is going to be a blast.
It's going to be a blast. Yes.
Awesome.
Such an iconic time. So this is great. So all my millennials out there, we best see you in June because you're going to love it. Yes, there we go. And then we only have one more, and that wraps up our entire season, which is kind of crazy. And this one is going to be super fun. It's in July 21st through August 6th. It's a great way to cap off the season and celebrate summer. It's Xanadu, right? So yes. If you remember the 80s, if you were around in the 80s, you will know Xanadu. Olivia Newton-John, that movie poster of her face with the hair, right?
Yes.
So we're super, super excited to celebrate summer with Xanadu. It's the 80s. It's Venice Beach. And so in this story, Sonny, he's a struggling artist living in California and kind of runs into a Greek goddess who descends from Mount Olympus in an effort to help him with his artistic vision and his journey. So she decides to help him with what they dub as the world's greatest artistic creation. It's a roller disco. Why not, right? Why not? A roller disco. So we'll have a little glitter, a little neon, and some, again, pop tunes, some legendary songs that you'll remember from the 80s in this musical comedy. And like I said, it's going to be a fabulous way to celebrate summer and just have a really good time, right? 80s songs are classic for just great dance, like bopping along,
Yes.
having a really good time. And we're excited to share that with our audiences come next summer.
That's crazy.
Right?
I love that you already have this entire plan of what y'all are doing because this is something that we need to look forward to.
Yes, absolutely. It's an extensive, so we'll start our search. So we started this looking at what we just talked about this coming year in like December of last year. And we start talking because I don't know if a lot of people know there's a kind of a lengthy process in order to even see if the rights for these shows are available to you. And there's companies out there that hold those rights that we have to apply to. And there's a lot of different factors that come in. And then obviously we want to make sure that the season as a whole is not only a lot of fun and is something that we think people will really enjoy, but also some variety in there, because there's a lot of different avenues. There's the drama like Misery, and then there's the comedy like Clue, and then there's the musicals like Sweet Charity, and the fun like jukebox stuff like Cruel Intentions or Xanadu. So lots of different things go into it, and our team is really we get excited about it and excited about what new things we can bring and expose Osceola County to, because arts are important and enriching in all of our lives. So we want to make sure we can get a little bit of something to everybody, no matter what their interests are.
Preach.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
So if people want to buy tickets, or if they want to just look for more information, where should they go?
So they can go to our website, which is osceolaarts.org. Tickets so we have a process for our season as well. So the first step in that process is all of our current season ticket holders can renew their tickets first, and that is in May. And then new season tickets will be available for purchase beginning June 15th. So if you want, and season tickets, are the best way to go. You save on everything. For $140, you can see all 6 of the main core shows. And then you also get discounts on those add-on special engagements. So for only an additional $20 a ticket, you can come see Misery and come see Cruel Intentions as well. So it's a really great deal to really kind of lock up your year of art engagement, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great benefits that go along with being a season ticket holder. If you need to change your dates, your seats or anything like that, our team will take care of you. And we have some maybe fun, new, exciting things that we'll announce for that as well. And then if you're looking for just a individual single show ticket, those will go on sale July 15th. And so we'll have the full, and then on sale for, until the show itself happens. So we're excited about that. It's going to be a really good season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what a way for y'all to not only bring the community into the arts, but also like letting people experience it firsthand and give back to the community and support local artists and musicians. And like, this is big stuff. So thank you for allowing us to be included in it.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're very lucky that we are in a location and a place that not only has wonderful citizens and audiences, but really great, talented actors and individuals. And some of our actors perform for a living, maybe at a theme park, or, and some of our actors are teachers or accountants or doctors, or, that just love the arts, love performing, just want a creative outlet. And so it's a really great kind of place to bring everybody in. And we have a lot to offer, and we hope that people will come by and see us and enjoy what they see. So, and we still have 2 shows going on right now this season before we open up into that. So actually, and I was talking with Positively Osceola yesterday with the director of our next production, which comes up in May. It's called Red. Donald Roop is directing that, and he is coming back. His very first show in theater was at Osceola Arts in many moons ago, 1999, I believe. And so he's coming back to direct, and we're excited for that show. That's a more dramatic piece, a straight play, and going to be really exciting. And then we have We Will Rock You in July. So if that sounds familiar, like, why do I know that? It's a song by Queen, and the whole show is Queen music, over 20 songs.
What's not to like?
Right? What's not to like? Rock out this summer. And it opens July 15th. So all of our tickets will be on sale. So you come to We Will Rock You, you enjoy the show, you love it, you have a great time, and you get your season all set up for next year. So,
exactly.
Come on. It's the perfect combo. So
I love it. Well, thank you for sharing all that information.
Yes, absolutely.
And is there any last comments that you want our viewers to see before we wrap up?
No, just thank you to all of to Positively Osceola. First of all, you guys are fabulous, and all always are there to help us spread the good word of the arts, right? And then we have a wonderful community that is super duper supportive, and comes in and sees our shows or walks through our galleries, enrolls their children in education classes, and we're super lucky to have such a great base, and we just want to keep growing that. So whatever we can do to get arts to you, to get arts to the public, that's our goal. Affordable, accessible art for everybody. And like our tagline, connecting you to creativity. So that's really our main goal, right? And you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We have a website, osceolaarts.org. You can give us a call or pop in and see us. And we'll be glad to help you out with whatever you're looking for or in need of. We will do our best to make sure we can get that to you, because that's what we do. And arts are wonderful. We want everyone to have some in their lives. Yeah.
That's right. Y'all are wonderful. And as you heard straight from the source, folks, this is Bree Stefek, the Director of Marketing and Theater Operations at Osceola Arts. Bree, thank you so much for joining me this morning and sharing everything that you had to share.
It was a pleasure, Krissi.
Yay! I hope we get to do it again soon. Break many legs on all the shows that are happening, and good luck managing all that stuff. I know you're fantastic and you're going to do a great job.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you again. I'll see you on Friday morning for another episode of Good Morning Osceola. And Bree, we're going to see your show, Red.
Yes, please do.
All right.
All right.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.